so we can put it on the screen so everybody can be blessed by your insight. I'm going to tell a story on the eve of Thanksgiving. My prayer is that you'll see yourself in the story winning, being victorious, all because God's with you. So whenever you see scripture, make it personal. Put your name in there because it's God's message to all of us. And so therefore, I don't want us to miss it. So I'm going to read a passage of scripture that I believe sets the foundation. And I'm going to use subsequent scriptures to tie the message together so you'll leave here better than you came. Galatians chapter 6. Verse 4 says, pay careful attention to your work. For then you will get the satisfaction of a job well done. And you won't need to compare yourselves to anyone else. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. I'll bring passages in. I want to talk about today. Y'all ready for this? Joyrobbers. Okay. Joyrobbers. It's Thanksgiving, right? And so we're leading up to the season. So Joyrobbers, unmasking the thieves of true joy. Joyrobbers, you might be sitting next to a joyrobber. So if you see people getting up in the middle of the message, switching their seats, I've already sanctioned it. Joy robbers. Just lean over. You know, I can't ask you to touch nobody. We post-COVID now. We don't do that hardly. But just lean over and ask somebody this question. Are you a joy robber? Oh, God is quiet in here. Oh, my God. Stick with me because it gets better. Now, during the civil rights movement, a young man, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., he recalls this story. Civil rights movement, young King, amidst the struggle against injustice, segregation, and brutality that one had not experienced before. In the midst of all of this, he sees this elderly woman singing on a porch. And as he walked through this neighborhood, he observes this woman's face. Now, in the midst of struggle, segregation, prejudice, racism, brutality, imagine sitting on her porch, singing, and he writes, her face radiates with joy. Despite her circumstances, surroundings, her face, his words, and I quote, radiate with joy. Her song filled with hope and resilience. Contrasted her circumstances, and he says that I'm reminded how it impacted his life, that when the tough moments the civil rights movement came to bear, the adversity that came along with it, it taught him that even in the darkest of times, a beacon of hope can shine a beam of joy. Think about that. Surrounded by all negativity, but nevertheless, it did not change his position. It did not change his mindset. And so today I'm going to invite you to embark upon this journey, to understand that he had something that was a little bit more substantive than happiness. From that he learned, and something that we can learn, that happiness is often contingent upon external circumstances and conditions. You know how it is. I just want to be happy. You sure about that? Because once the conditions change, once one's circumstances change, then there goes the one's mindset, because happiness is temporary and it changes with the circumstances or the people. Y'all quiet. Y'all quiet. Okay, I see I'm going to have to press my claim. Now, joy, it's a little different. Because joy is not based upon externals. It's not based upon circumstances. It's not based upon surroundings. No. Joy is a more constant state. It's a deeper meaning. It's not dependent on external factors, and it's described as an inner feeling of peace and contentment that all is well regardless of who's around me. All is well regardless of what I'm going through. Y'all hearing this today? Now think about it. Joy. You're going to need that this Thanksgiving, because joy is not a season. It's a way of seeing. Just said something, Clarence Edward, and ain't nobody taking notes. It's not a season. You don't go through seasons of joy. Oh, no. It's not like spring, summer, winter, or fall. No, it is how you see. Because you can be in darkness and still have joy. You can be in a storm and still have joy. You can face setback after setback and still have joy. That's what it means after all. And I've been through. I still have joy. It's not a season. It's a way of seeing. Now, this isn't the fleeting happiness, that comes and goes with life's ups and life's downs, but that joy comes from an unshakable relationship with God. That's why I can't let nothing get in the way of what God has done in my life. And one of the things that I keep you all, and folk ask me, man, how in the midst of this transition, you still keeping your mind, you're still keeping positive, you're still working as diligently. See, you got to have some joy reminders. In my pocket, I got it right in my briefcase right now. I have an index card. And on the index card, on front and on the back, it lists all the things God has blessed me with. It lists on the other side all the things I was able to accomplish through the power of God. So when I start feeling a little sad or feeling a little beside myself, I've got to remind myself, after all that I've been through, I still have joy. Now I'm going to get to it in a moment. Now let's Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what joy means in our lives today. It's more than just a smile on your face, more than just a deep sense of peace. It's that contentment that I'm good regardless of what's not good. Y'all catch that? It's that feeling that I have, that mindset that I walk through. Now, here it is. I want to help you out. Now, at some point, might be after this service, it might be that quick, you're going to run into something or someone that's ordained to rob you of your joy. You're going to run into a joy robber. And they're going to steal it or try to steal away what God has blessed you. Now, they're stealthy, often creeping in unnoticed. But after you leave today, you're going to have a plan so no one robs you of your joy. Now, the first joy robber, and I want you to be happy this Thanksgiving. I'm going to rifle through this real fast. The first joy robber that you're going to experience is comparison. It's quiet right now. Comparison can be a joy robber. And I'm trying to help you out. See, comparison is the thief of joy. When you start looking at what someone else has, then you start to become ungrateful for what you have. And the thing that brings it full circle, you all, comparison is the thief that robs us of contentment. You were good until you logged on. God, it's quiet in here. I don't know who I'm preaching to. Maybe they're catching this online. You ever feeling good about yourself, then all of a sudden you log on and you're like, well, I ain't on vacation. Well, I ain't in Dubai living my best life. Well, I don't have on the flying blue dress. I'm doing the best that I can. Comparison is the thief that robs us of contentment. You all, you used to see something. You know, I got friends and some family. When you go over to their house, I remember one comedian said he went back home and he didn't like nothing else in his house. You ever been somewhere and seen something? Something that you know that looked like that cost a lot of money. Then you get back home and you look at your stuff and you just want to kick stuff over, throw things away, because comparison is the thief that robs us of contentment. That's when I read Galatians 6:4 says, be careful, pay attention to your work. God's been good to you. Oh my God, man, who am I talking to here today? You might not be able to go to Dubai right now, but you can go to Mississippi. God's been good to you. Look at you right now. No. Pay careful attention to your work, for then you will get the satisfaction of a job well done. Galatians chapter 6 and chapter 4. So I want to challenge you today. You all commit to daily practicing gratitude. I thank God today. I woke up today. I said, I thank God. And I still have a church to pastor. I thank God that I still have breath in my body. I thank God that we're not only doing this in person, but we're doing it also online. I thank God that I see faces that I haven't seen before. I thank God. You got to have daily gratitude focusing on the blessings that God have given to you. All right? Joyrobber number one. Come on, talk back to me is what? Comparison. Y'all ain't talking back to me. Not only will comparison rob you of your joy, but secondly, worry will rob you of your joy. Can I tell you what about worry? Digital pastors, get ready. I'm about to drop something. Going to make you sound smart at work tomorrow. About to drop something. Are you ready? See, worry casts a shadow over the light of joy in our lives. See, people can't even see the real you because that cloud of darkness is blocking your joy. And then we have this worry about things that we can't even control. Let me tell you something. See, I told you joy is a sense of contentment that no matter what happens around me, I'm good. And that's what I got to tell myself. Don't matter who show up, I'm good. Doesn't matter who supports, I'm good. And it seemed like the more you just kept preaching and the more you just kept being consistent, the more you just kept working the thing, then places and spaces start filling back up. And God rewards that because I'm not going to let what I can't control cast a dark shadow over my joy. Everyone's going to see after all that I've been through, I still have joy. Worry. You know, most of us worry about stuff we can't fix. Most of us worry about stuff we can't control. And most of us worry about other people that we have no control over. I can only control me. I can only control my mind, my mouth, my energy, my effort. I can't control nothing or no one outside of my control. Could I help y'all out? Philippians, y'all thought I forgot you. I'm right here in the word, Philippians. Chapter 4, verse 6 and says, don't worry. Oh my God, somebody read it too. You went to Sunday school. Don't worry about anything. Jesus. Instead, pray about everything. Tell God what you need and then thank him for all that he has done. I'm surprised I didn't have at least 100 crazy praisers jump up right there. That sentence in the original goes together. Tell God what you need. Start thanking him for what he's done. Tell God what you need. Start thanking him. Y'all ain't caught it yet. Tell God what you need. Start thanking him that it's already done. Worry can rob you of your joy. Now y'all hearing this now that's why you pray daily. Develop a daily prayer routine. That whatever I ask for, I start changing my prayers. I just recently changed my prayers about 3 years ago. I tell God what I need. I don't wait. God, I need. Thank you for already providing. Because when you start thanking him for what he's already done, then you start watching and looking to see when the blessing will manifest in your life. Lord, I need. Then, Lord, I thank you. Joy. Robbers, y'all here today? Man, this Thanksgiving gonna be sweet because y'all are gonna be stress-free. Come on, Joyrobber number one. Let's rewrite. Joyrobber number one. Comparison is a thief of joy. Joyrobber number two. All right, worry can rob you of your joy. Third joy robber, unforgiveness. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm doing the best that I can. Unforgiveness can rob you of your joy. You know what unforgiveness is? I'm struggling with this one right now. You know what unforgiveness is? It's like a chain shackled around your feet. And it's shackled to a big ball. You ever seen those cartoons where you chain to a big ball? And that big ball is, let's call it the past. So whenever I have trouble forgiving, that means that I'm shackled to the past, and that means I can't move forward because I'm being held hostage by the past. How many of you all know you don't drive a car looking in the rear view mirror? That's why the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror, because God done blessed you and graced you to look at where you're going instead of where you've come. Unforgiveness is a chain that ties us to the past and steals all present joy. Y'all ain't typing. Nobody's writing. Maybe they caught it online, so I'm going to try to say it again. Unforgiveness is the chain that ties us to the past, and it's stealing your present joy. Teach this, Junior. Well, I'm doing the best that I can. Ephesians chapter 4. Y'all thought I wasn't in the Bible, didn't you? Ephesians chapter 4, verse 31. Here it is. It says, get rid of all bitterness, rage, and anger. Clarence, I'm preaching to myself right now. I told you I'm struggling with this one right here, right now. Harsh words, slander, as well as all types of evil behavior. Verse 32. Instead, be kind to each other, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God through Christ has forgiven you. Have you ever stopped to think that maybe you and I, we've done some stuff that folks should have wrote us off? But because they had enough grace in their heart, enough joy in their life, they gave us a second chance because we forgave. So you can begin this journey of forgiveness. And this is a hard one, you all. Because when you know you ain't did nothing wrong, when you know, you dotted the I's and crossed the T's, when you know and you still have done wrong, y'all, how many of y'all would agree that's hard? But see, I don't want you to go into Thanksgiving without joy. So can I get ready and go ahead and land the plane? I'm going to land the plane. Man, Thanksgiving going to be good, y'all. Thanksgiving is going to be good. Come on, by way of review. Number one, Joyrobber. Number one, comparison. Two, worry. Y'all all right? How y'all doing on line 3? Unforgiveness. You all, here's the fourth one. The fourth thief of joy is busyness. God, it's quiet in here. See, let me tell you what busyness does to your joy. You know, most folk mistake motion for progress. I'm telling you, I'm on this plan in my gym, you all. I'm on this plan in my gym. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. I'm in this plan in my gym that's full circuit. So there's some weightlifting, there's some boxing, There's some elliptical work. And then there's the dreaded treadmill. God, I hate that thing. And they have this way that you could punch in different scenarios on the treadmill to make you think that you're going up a hill, going down a ravine, or moving slow or moving fast. But the treadmill that I like to get on has a view of the parking lot so I can see who's coming in the gym. And so I've been going through my circuit, doing my thing, you all. Guess what I realized? Even though I went through the circuit and had a lot of motion, I'm still running in place. Let me go ahead on and land this plane. See, that's what busyness does. Most of us just do stuff to look busy. And then what happens in the blur of busyness, joy becomes the background and not the focus. I just said something right there. You can't even see your joy because you're so busy. And I never knew what my father meant when he said, ripping and a running. Anybody remember that word? Boy, you just ripping and running. Now, I get the running part. I can visualize that, Jeff. But what's ripping? Boy, you just ripping and running. But I got it now. I think what my father was trying to say, slow down and enjoy how good God's been to you. Slow down so you can see the beauty that's around you. And my wife had to remember, because one day I was feeling some type of way. And then I said, man, I don't know what's wrong. What am I doing wrong? What are things are not going well? She said, you need to be grateful for the ones who are still with you. So busy that I couldn't see the joy that was around me. So busy, I couldn't see all the things that God had brought into my life. Don't let busyness rob you this Thanksgiving of your joy. You notice why David says in Psalm 23, yea, though I walk, because when you run, you're just trying to get to the finish line. When you run, everything that's in your peripheral is a blur. But when you walk, you can look around and observe the scenery. When you walk, you can see the details of everything that's beautiful around you. When you walk, you can talk to God and God can talk back to you. When you walk, you begin to understand the beauty of the moment and the beauty of the time. In the blur of busyness, joy becomes the background and not the focus. All right, you all, like a good old Baptist, I'm closing now. Help me to rewind. Joyrobber, number one, comparison. Y'all got a good memory or took good notes. Comparison. Joyrobber, number 2, 3, 4. All right, could I go ahead on and land the plane? Amen. I want you to block this with great intensity this Thanksgiving. And finally, Joyrobber number 5, negativity. Negativity. That's the dark lens of joy. What do I mean by that? Y'all ready for this? Go ahead, digital pastors, help me out. I'm about to say something. Negativity is the lens that darkens the view of joy. All right, y'all. I'm preaching some good stuff, I think, but I think y'all ain't caught on what I'm saying. I'm in Lens Crafters on Friday, Lens Crafters, and I got to get me some new eyes. Now, nobody told me that the older you get, the more expensive your glasses. I mean, I need to take out a second mortgage. To get the kind of glasses I want. Now, my wife told me about her glasses, and I'm like, why my glasses didn't cost as much as your glasses? And she was gracious about it. She said, you got progressive, thin lenses. And then I got the blue light coating. You know what I'm talking about, because I work with computers all day. And then I have transitions. Come on now. Oh, I got one praiser with me. Two praisers that have transition lens, because I'm going to look fly. They might be thick, but I'm fly. But the progressives helped out. So all that stuff costs. Nobody told me that. All that costs. But what I love is my transitions. Because, see, when you're inside, they're clear. And you can see everything. But when you walk outside, you don't even have to be sun, because the sun's still shining even in the overcast. That'll preach one day. I'm going to come back to that. But when you walk outside, then slowly it goes from clear to what? Dark. But you can still see. Somebody still ain't caught where I'm getting ready to go with that. You all, that's why I love being in here, because see, inside of here today, and then those who are rolling with us online, I know one thing. When I'm around you, my lenses are clear. But you ever meet someone, and then all of a sudden, you start feeling something in your spirit. I'm trying to say it the best way that I can. And then all of a sudden, it starts getting dark. Same glasses, but because negativity done entered your space, it starts eating away at your spirit. Anybody, you ever walk in a room and you can tell that the energy is off? You walk in a room and you start feeling some type of way. That's because you're around negativity. And then that's when everything they say, everything that they believe clouds and darkens. Oh, joy, I can't be around negative things, y'all. I can't, man. I tell you, I start breaking out in sweat. I start looking at my watch. You ever turned your phone on and off so you can hear it chirp? And you can play like you got a car. I'm the only one that did that. Let me go back to the pager days. Anybody remember the pager days? You want to feel important. And what you would do every now and then, somebody caught it, you would flip the page off. You will flip it back on, so it'll beep, and then you do this number right here. That's how I feel when negativity comes, you all. Man, I'm trying to get out of that space because I don't want my lens to be clouded by negativity. Proverbs 13:20, and I'm done. Walk with the wise and become wise. Associate with fools and get into all kind of trouble. I want you to stand for one moment. And I want you to hear this. I'm done. I just came to make you, hopefully you have a joyful Thanksgiving. So what should we do now that we know that there are 5 culprits designed to rob us of our joy. I want you to recognize that they're there. Recognize that you have control over them. But what breaks the cycle of joy robbers in our lives, number one, we worship God. You don't need to come to a service on a Sunday, on a Wednesday. Worship should be a way of life. That even when I'm going through, even when it's dark, even when it's negative, even when I'm busy, I worship. Staying connected to the people of God. Fellowship. Now y'all know we pretty heavily invested online. But I don't want you to think that that's all that we do. There are 168 hours in a week. Meet on a Sunday, hour and a half. Meet midweek, that's another hour. So that's 2.5 hours physically. So what are we going to do with the 166 plus hours left? That's when online comes in. Speaking to the 166 hours that we have left to minister. So I say that to say, being around people is God's intention.